Well, hello everybody and welcome to Lauren Loves Color. This is Lauren. I'm here with three books to share with you today that were so kindly sent to me by publishers. I first of all want to acknowledge I've been a little bit MIA this past week. Nothing really major, just a lot going on with work, and so I haven't really had time to film, edit, and it's mostly been a routine of waking up in the morning, working, coming home, taking care of kids, and going immediately to bed, which is sometimes not a bad thing. So finding balance in your life is really important. I encourage you to do that if you don't have that already. Never feel like you have to do something that's a hobby. It is truly that, just a hobby. And so I too, as a creator, have to remind myself of that sometimes. So getting back to what we're all here for, 3 amazing books by 3 equally amazing publishers. So let's get started and let's get looking through because we got a lot to look at today. First, we're going to look at this Gigundo guy. Literally, it says big on the front. This is the new release by Sally Berry. This is the Big Easy Large Print Coloring Book. That is the front. This is what the back looks like here. Kind of gives a demo of some of the pages. Now, this book is unusual in size. And when I first saw this book online and Sally Berry asked me if I was interested, I was like, oh, wow. I was like, this is going to be an interesting book. It's going to be huge. And I mean, it is super, super thick, but it is not the standard size of a normal book. So it looks to be maybe something like 8 by 8. It looks almost like a complete square. This is it in comparison to an 8.5 by 11 book. So there are 125 unique images in here. And so we're going to go ahead and get into it. A nice This Book Belongs to You page. Some advice listed here. A couple of color test pages, and then we get into the images. So the images inside of this book are super, super simple. They're very, very bold. Everything is on a black backed page. So you have that. What was interesting was my book wasn't really curled, and then I've left it out for a little while, and it is actually starting to curl now, which I find really interesting. It's probably because it's kind of cooled down a little bit that it's starting to curl a little bit, but it's actually not too bad. But lots of really simple images in here. It's on that standard Amazon paper that we're all used to, but lots of different variety of images. This is the first one that I finished. I actually finished 2 pages in here, and this was just like, this book is perfect for this, just kind of like playing around, having fun, trying something new. So this was done with alcohol marker here. I did use some white Posca pen for highlights, and then you can really, really see that I used a lot of glitter. This is actually glitter acrylic paint. I had never done a completely acrylic paint background before, and this is about like 4 layers of different glitter acrylic paints, and yeah, it's super, super glittery. I actually don't mind the effect of the acrylic paint. I think it looks pretty cool, and I think it turned out pretty cool. So yeah, so I completed that page there. And you'll see just lots of really fun, interesting designs. This is like perfect almost for the stage that I'm in with work, where it's like I just don't have enough time to do everything. And so I just need something quick and easy. And so this was the other page that I did, which looks like almost like a festive holiday drink or a milkshake or something like that. So I used alcohol marker on here. I did some light shading with crayon, and then some white accents with some Posca pen, and then I used my new pan pastels to just do a quick little background. And like how that one turned out too. So both turned out really nice. And the rest of these are uncolored. This would almost be like a fun, like, you know, image a day challenge. Like if you wanted to do 1 image in here every day for a month or something, that would be fun. These would even be really great for children, for younger children, because of kind of the black bold lines and the larger print of the images. But wide variety of things. Lots of technology related things in here. And lots of food items, which I love. I'm always big into coloring the food items. Sneaker. It's kind of fun. There's 100, because there's 125 images in here. I kind of find something new every time that I'm like, oh, I had forgotten that this image was in this book. So every time I do a flip of it, it's something a little bit different. I'm going to flip through this one rather quickly because it is 125 images. And we have 2 other books to get through. I will, as always, leave links to these books down below in the description box, as well as timestamps. So if you want to switch or swap to another video or another part of the video and watch the other 2 books that I have, then you can do that. Or go back and reference the start of this book. You will be able to do that too. That donut. This definitely is a nice, fun, and easy. Aw, Sarah, this makes me think of you with the koala. Taco. Old school milk carton. I thought this one was cool with the light bulb and all the little planets, like space. I was kind of trying to figure out what this was, if this was a coconut, or I guess at first I thought it was maybe an onion, but I don't think that looks like an onion on the inside. Maybe a coconut. Kind of random giraffe person. There's some kind of interesting eclectic things in here, like the bottle of cleaner and a cactus. Maybe that's supposed to be water, but you wouldn't really water a cactus that much. But still really cute. I like this book. It just kind of calls for some bright, fun colors, or even just, like, honestly, take out your crayons and color in here. Crayons and markers, I think, are going to be optimal due to just the size of the image. And the another kind of ode to Australia. Pretzels and coffee. Double-decker bus. Yeah, it's always interesting too with the alien. Lots of travel related things in here too. It's a pizza. Ice cream. I like this little space guy. Motorcycle. With bugs. Banana. Coffee. Yeah, lots of like vehicles and buses and different things like that. And their shoe. Cassette tape. My kids are gonna never know what those are. Rubik's Cube. This one was kind of cool, this little space in a jar. Like some interesting stuff, like, you know, some kind of traditional stuff, and then some very eclectic things. Butterfly. It's like a globe without the shapes. Interesting. And then that is the last page there. So you'll see, yeah, my book is kind of curled up a little bit. You'll see after a while. That's because of the black backing on the pages. I just need to lay this book flat, like squish it between some things, and it'll flatten back out. This is just information. If you want 10 free extra images to download, you can join their Facebook group and you can get some freebies from them. They also have all of their social media handles listed here, and then some other books that they suggest if you like the Big Easy Coloring book. And so I like this, that they have a check next to each of the books here. which these are all really, really cute. I know that the advent calendar last year was really popular. This Halloween one looks really cute. Yeah, they have a 300 mandala book, which is interesting as well. So yeah, so really, really cute, really sweet book. And that is it for the Big Easy large print coloring book by Sally Berry. All right, so the next one that I have here, this is the latest release by Shershneva, the Color by Colors Autumn book. This is the next kind of in her seasonal series. This is what the back of the book looks like here. It's kind of got her standard color palette that she always uses on the back, which is really nice. So all of her colors are standard book to book. There are 20 pages in this book. This is on the premium kind of smooth Amazon paper again. It's also very shiny, so you'll see it's a little bit glary. Do ignore, there's a little bit of creasing on the book. It was just a little damaged when it got to me. Wherever these books are sent to me, Kira gets these books sent from Amazon to me, and wherever they're sent from, I always get her books damaged, and I don't know why. It's disappointing. And so sometimes I have to send them back and get them replaced. But this one, I felt like it's a little bit folded, but it's definitely workable, and it doesn't ruin the images that are in the book. So obviously all of these are going to be fall related images. This is the one that I completed here of these beautiful autumn leaves. I love, she always includes just the colors you need for the image on the left hand side. And then here in the, of course, this is color by color, so there's no numbers. You're just going to be matching the outline of the color to the color key, and that's what you're going to color it in with. I utilize my Copic markers. They're alcohol-based markers, and I love how brush markers glide over this paper. This paper is really, really beautiful for working with markers, and it really enhances the marker work, and I think makes it look really, really nice. So this page is just absolutely gorgeous. You will see that it does distort on the back of the page. The alcohol ink bleeds through, which is totally normal. And so if you're someone who that would bother you, the way that that color key looks, you'll definitely want to start at the back of the book and work your way forward, or utilize something like water-based markers that don't bleed through. So we will flip through the rest of this book. I know there's already quite a few people who have had this book and have been coloring in it. This one, Kira has kind of like an easy, intermediate, and then difficult series of books in this color by color series. That's kind of the scale that I use. This is definitely on the easy side. All of the ones that are seasons seem to be on the more kind of easier side. The ones that I consider hard are her like block books. Her Tetris books are the ones that are in blocks. Those are a lot more highly detailed. The seasonal ones here really are really easy to complete. So I suggest, if you are a beginner, to start with one of them that's in the series, the seasonal series. Also, her mandala books are also really good too, because she does have 2 mandala books in the color by color series, and those are also a little bit easier. I don't know, Tender Mandalas kind of gets a little bit harder, but her first mandala book, the color by colors mandala book, is pretty easy because it's a repeating pattern. These, for the most part, too, even just in the background, like in this, I can see that gray, purple, and black are really used, or gray, light gray, and purple are what are used in the background here, and it kind of repeats. And that is it. So another really, really beautiful book. I really don't have anything negative to say about Kira's books. I absolutely love them. These color by color books are a favorite and staple in my collection. So congratulations, Kira, on this book. This one is really beautiful. You can pick up a copy on Amazon. Last but certainly not least is the brilliantly talented Sachdeva. He has come out with a stained glass Halloween book. If you have seen some of the other flip-in reviews or people talk about this book, he's also hinted that he's going to be coming out with a stained glass Christmas book. So we look forward to the stained glass series continuing. It's been very popular for him. Here on the backhand side is him listing some of the other stained glass books that he has out thus far. Nautical design Designs was the first one, Tiffany Windows, and now we have Egyptian Designs and Halloween. So we have a nice, beautiful range of stained glass books from him. This one, the difference in this book too is that this is that soft matte cover. It's not shiny, so you'll see it's very, very nice for filming, but I think for the coloring experience, it doesn't really change your coloring experience here. He does also have this book now available in a non-color by number. Many of the books that he release in a color by number, and then about a week or two later release the non-color by number version of the book. If that's something that you are interested in, you can find that as well. Starting with the book here, you'll see the image on the right hand side. On the left is his standard 21 color palette. It's pretty standard from book to book, at least for the vast majority of books he's released this year, I think with the exception of one. He has all the colors listed here, so not just the ones you need for the image, but in his books he uses most of the colors in each of his images, and he's a master with colors, so he does a really phenomenal job with that. But you have your nice color key here. He always has a nice little motif included here, nice framed pages, and these are slightly easier color by numbers. They're not as detailed. I would say the Egyptian Designs was probably the most detailed one that I saw. Nautical Designs, I think, is by far the easiest stained glass series. So this one has some intricate little details in here, but for the most part, very, very simple. Yeah, you'll see some of the spaces in here get a little bit smaller, but this is not too bad at all. Not to where you're having to use like fine liners or anything like that. You can use standard art marker or brush markers definitely to work in here. Absolutely love this book. I've seen quite a few images already completed by various people, and I think they're just gorgeous. This is the page that I completed here. I did this little witch, and people have asked me to do a little bit of a color and chat on this technique that I use, and I'm happy to do that. When I have an opportunity to color, I definitely will do that on another page, either in this book or another stained glass book that I have. What I did here is I outlined the numbers in permanent marker that matched the color chart, and then I simply used a corresponding crayon that matches the color and filled it in. It's very simple, very easy, but it does give it more of that kind of like stained glass look to it, I think. I don't know why, but I think I have determined this is my first real season like coloring Halloween related things. Frankenstein seems to be a character that I am highly drawn to for Halloween. I don't know why that is, but I think there's something about just coloring like the orange skin that I'm drawn to. The evil cat. And don't be deceived by these. These, when you color them, I have seen people coloring in many of these already. They're extremely colorful. And I think that's what's great about Sachin, is that these books are somewhat of a mystery, but as you color them, you realize like how beautiful the color is in what he's created. Yeah, I saw this one completed recently, and this one's really beautiful. And I saw this one completed recently too, and this one's really cool. I really want to color this one. That was almost the first image that I colored. I also like the bubbling cauldrons and stuff. That's a favorite of mine. I've really, really been enjoying coloring Halloween stuff. I think it's really, really fun. Yeah, I also thought about this guy too. And then I like he's been leaving the quotes on the back of his book, which I think is just really nice. It says, "We all get scared and want to turn away, but it isn't always strength that makes you stay. Strength is also making the decision to change your destiny." That's by Zoraida Cordova. That's nice. And then here's where he's now started listing his books just in the back, kind of like a list of all the different ones so that you can kind of check off what you have and what you don't. Yeah, so he hints here again at Christmas coming soon for the next stained glass book. Oh, here we go. This is also new. 50 Christmas mandalas coming soon in the color by number and non-color by number. That's interesting. This is kind of cool that he's listing out what he's thinking about coming up with. I will tell you as well, yeah, and he has his color chart sheet here. I just saw today that he came out with a collection of like 100 best, or 100 collection of color by number. And so I will be getting that and doing a review on that as well. I think that's really cool. His color by number is some of my absolute favorite. I just love his illustrations and his use of color and everything. I think he's done really, really a great job. So that is it for Stained Glass Halloween Color by Number. Let me bring back out the 3 books here. So as I mentioned before, if you are interested, I will leave links for all of these books down below in the description box with the timestamps as well if you want to go back and look back through my flip throughs. Thank you all for joining me today. Thank you for your patience with me. I will be back in maybe my next video. One of my next upcoming videos, I will have for you my completed pages for the month of September, and I'm really excited to get to share that with you. I hope you all have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.